Hey everyone, Royalivi here, and welcome to episode 8 of my Sorare Road to Glory. Now jumping right into Gameweek 210 and how I got on. Unfortunately, it was a bleak week despite all of the teams I entered. Now, my Division 5 America team was below par across the board. I'm still happy with this team, and I'm happy that Nelson has kept the #1 spot in goal, but it just wasn't my week this time here. And in Global Division 5, unfortunately, the Athletic Bilbao game got called off due to the Brazil quarantine rules for some of the Brazilian players in the fixture. So, Inaki Williams did not play, and that ruined any chance of a reward this week. But despite this, I'm quite happy because Levante did keep a clean sheet and Ruben Vezo returned to the side with a score of 66. Now, I did play Clerk over Ruben Vezo in case Vezo was still injured, but knowing he's back in the team and improving the Levante defence, I'm very happy to have him and Aitor in the squad going forward. And Challenger Europe Division 4 was poor, but at least Quasi Riot is still going well for Willem 2 this season, getting contributions for them, so that's a small highlight there. And in America Division 4, some players did okay. Glad to see Valenzuela's back scoring decent points, but as usual, I was let down by Shiny Ashiki up top. Now, he is a player I'm looking at selling, but I'm hoping to see his price spike at some point, whether he has a few good games or I can sell him in the off-season perhaps for a bit more than he's going for currently, but either way, he's consistently not a great scorer for me, so looking to get him out of the club when I can. And then in Global Division 4, I fucked it up here, honestly. I took a risk and not only played, but captained Ramel Kyoto here, despite knowing he might be injured and might miss the game. A kind commenter here, Martianas, informed me of his injury over international duty, but lineup prediction sites were still predicting him to lead the line for Montreal, so whether these sites were unaware of the injury or thought he would regain fitness in time to play, I'm not sure, but I did risk him by playing him as he's a great scorer and in a great vein of form right now, so I was a bit short on other options, took the risk of playing him, but unfortunately it did not pay off as he did not play, so sorry for that, Martianas, for not listening to you. You're a smarter man than I, and unfortunately this cost me any chance of hitting the thresholds this week. The rest of my players didn't do too great anyway, but I need to do better in Global Division 4 as it's my best chance of a guaranteed reward each game week. Really need to be pushing for those Ethereum thresholds. So going forward, I'm going to be more firm in my lineups for Global Division 4, but you live and you learn and we move on. Now, I recently sold my Simon Gustafsson for £170. He was one of the first rewards I ever won on Sorare, so this is straight profit going into the club right here. He's a great player and he's a great scorer when he plays, but injuries are getting the better of him at the moment, and I thought this was a good selling price for him. He's maybe a player I could look at getting back at some point, depending on the price and how injuries affect him, but I'm happy to take the profit for him right now. And I also sold Ayrton for about £185, making an £80 profit on him. I felt it was a good time to sell him as his scores have stagnated a bit recently, yet his price has risen quite a bit. Maybe this is partly due to him playing for a team in European competitions, or maybe it's the Ethereum price rise at the moment, but I sold him off before the Gameweek 211 deadline. I think for £185 I can definitely reinvest this into another Challenger Europe defender with more consistent SO5 scores. And on that note, in my most recent Road to Glory video, a commenter here, simply Alex, who also by the way runs a YouTube channel, so definitely check him out and subscribe to him if you haven't already, but Alex here kindly pointed out that I am calling it SO5 when obviously it should be SO5, and you know what, I'm sorry Alex, and I'm sorry everyone else, but it's too late for me to change my ways. I think I'll be calling it SO5 for the rest of the time at this point, so I can only apologise to everyone out there watching the video, and I hope you can find it in your heart of hearts to forgive me for this both in the past and going forward. I then went a bit mad on the new card auction markets buying a backup limited goalkeepers. I already had Nelson, Donguillon and Fernandez in the club, but I then went out and bought 13 more limited goalkeepers and the limited Harrison Delbridge for a combined total of £70. Now, is this smart? I have no idea, probably not honestly, but with Champion Asia and Champion America leagues ending soon, I thought I'd pick up some backup goalkeepers for cheap, and if teams shuffle about a bit over the season break and some of these players get game time early doors next season perhaps, there could be profit to be made. Not a major risk if it doesn't work out, but you never know. All it takes is one of these backup goalkeepers to start playing for me to make a profit on these purchases, so we'll see in a few months if it pays off, fingers crossed. I was then scouting options for a Division 5 Challenger Europe team as well, and I settled on a complete stack of TSV Hartberg cards to complete my team. Now, Hartberg have had a decent start to the Austria Bundesliga season. They're currently sitting in the championship section of the table, so they're doing alright. Obviously, RB Salzburg are always going to win this division, but their cards are obviously a lot more costly. So Hartberg seem like an affordable alternative to stack at a decent value. They're getting good results here and there. They're scoring a decent amount of goals, so I'm happy to give them a go as my first ever stack on Sorare. And I mainly chose them because because my aim was to find an affordable goalkeeper to build around, so René Sweet at about £100 seemed to me like he was a bit undervalued in the market, with other keepers in the division being about £150 to £200, and he's the Hartberg captain and starting keeper, so he's contracted for another 2 years. Thought I was happy to bring him on board and build the team around him. And Hartberg also have a great goal scorer tied down for a few years in Dario Tadic, who I got for about £20, and he's had a great start to the season. He's got 6 goals in 8 games, I believe. He's getting decent returns in so 5. And then I had Lima, Sonleitner, Goner, Horvath, Geel, Keynes and Steck, filling out the rest of the options for Hartberg's stack, so lots of options there, with all these additional players coming in at a combined total of about £80. So as of right now, I'm officially a TSV Hartberg fan. I won't be flying over to Austria to watch a live game anytime soon, but you know, I'll be an avid supporter from the armchair, so hopefully they continue to do well. A likely lineup I'll field when they do play is Sweet, Sonleitner, Horvath, Keynes and Tadic. And obviously if they do well, maybe keep a clean sheet and get a few goals, hopefully I'll be in with a decent chance of getting a reward. And heading into the midweek game week 211, these are my lineups. In Global Division 4, I've got Szczesny, Metanar, Mitso, Dos Santos and Shiny Ashiki. Not the best, but this team in theory should hopefully be able to at least hit 205 points for the first Ethereum threshold, maybe the second one if I'm lucky, and Shiny Ashiki stops being a shit bloke. And then in Global Division 5, I'm using my MLS lineup as they have midweek fixtures. I'm quietly confident these lads are going to have a good week and win me a reward. In America Division 4, we've then gone for a very makeshift lineup of Hamid, Valenzuela, Morgan, Kyoto and Lopez. Now Lopez doesn't even play and Kyoto may very well still be injured, so I will be very shocked if I win anything here with this lineup, but you never know, no harm in trying, so stick around for next episode to see how I got on. And as always, do subscribe if you are not, I would appreciate that very much, and do like the video and comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching and I'll catch you next time.